Before I share the 3 words Jesus himself spoke, words so powerful they hold the key to transforming your life in ways beyond what you can even fathom, there's something important we need to confront. It might make you uncomfortable, but stay with me because it's essential. Over 2,000 years ago, Jesus Christ walked this earth. He didn't walk as a distant figure or some unreachable ideal. He walked as one of us, feeling the weight of humanity in every step. And yet, here's the astounding part. He left behind no writings, no books, no letters, not even a single word penned by his own hand. Everything Jesus gave us, he gave through his voice, through spoken words that pierced through time, uniting heaven and earth. And here's the miracle. Those words didn't vanish into the air. Thanks to his followers, those who believed so deeply in his message that they risked everything to record it, we now have access to the very essence of his teachings. These aren't just words written on fragile pages, they carry the full weight of his divine authority. Words that heal, words that restore, words that ignite transformation, not just in theory or in abstract ideas, but in real lives, your life. Now I need to ask you this. Are you truly a believer? Not just in name, not just in tradition, but deep in your soul. Because if you are, then the words I'm about to share can change everything. These are not ordinary words. They are living, breathing truth. They're not meant to sit idle on a shelf or be reduced to cliches. They are meant to move you, challenge you, and draw you closer to the very heart of God. Stay with me until the end of this message, because by the time we're done, you won't just hear these words, you'll feel their power. You'll see why they matter, not just for your faith, but for every moment of your life. In the teachings of Jesus, there are battles you should no longer be fighting, struggles you should no longer feel trapped in. Yes, you heard me right. Not because life suddenly becomes effortless for believers, or because you're somehow exempt from hardships, but because Jesus unveiled something extraordinary, spiritual laws. These truths don't just illuminate the universe's design under God's authority, they offer a blueprint for living victoriously. And when you grasp and apply these laws, your entire perspective shifts. Life starts to reflect the divine order God intended for you. So, if you've been feeling like life keeps throwing battles your way, battles that seem impossible to win, stay with me. By the end of this message, you'll be introduced to one of the most profound phrases Jesus ever spoke, a phrase that can transform the way you face every challenge. Condensed into just 3 words, it carries the weight of heaven's authority. And more importantly, you'll learn how to wield these words as a key to unlock divine power and victory in your life. This could very well be the turning point you've been praying for. Let me take you back to the day it all unfolded. Picture the scene as described in John 19:30. Jesus, after enduring betrayal, mockery, and agony that words can hardly describe, stood at the epicenter of the most significant moment in human history. Earlier that day, he had been brought before a crowd alongside Barabbas, a known criminal. The people were given a choice: release Jesus, the innocent, or release Barabbas, the guilty. In an act that stunned even the heavens, they chose Barabbas. But this moment wasn't just political theater or a reflection of cultural tensions. It was something far greater, deeply spiritual. Jesus knew exactly what was happening. He stood there silently, not pleading his case, not defending his innocence, because he understood this was all part of a divine plan. A plan not just for the people standing before him, but for you, for me, for every soul that has ever walked this earth. He knew this was the path that would lead to your freedom, to your redemption. In the hours that followed, he faced torment beyond anything we can imagine. His crucifixion was not merely a death sentence. It was an act of unparalleled suffering. Isaiah 52:14 tells us his appearance was so marred, so disfigured by the brutality he endured, that he scarcely resembled a human being. This was no ordinary sacrifice. It was the ultimate act of love. They didn't just nail him to a cross. No, the torment Jesus endured went far beyond the cruelty of the crucifixion. His body was beaten, torn apart in ways no human being should ever have to suffer. He was so disfigured that those who looked at him couldn't even recognize him as a man. He was reduced to something unidentifiable, a vision of pure agony. And yet, this was the price he paid, not just for the sins of the world, but for your healing, your freedom, and for your ultimate victory. Every lash, every wound was a step toward the fulfillment of a divine promise. In the midst of this unimaginable pain, hanging on the very edge of death, Jesus spoke three of the most powerful words ever uttered. Words that carried the weight of eternity itself. It is finished. Let that sink in. It is finished. It is finished. Take a moment to let these words wash over you. Feel their weight. Let them stir something deep within. I know you've heard these words before. Maybe you've even spoken them yourself in times of prayer or reflection. But today I want to reveal to you something deeper, something that will change the way you view these words and the power they carry. There is a spiritual law behind these words, a divine truth that goes far beyond their mere utterance. These three words aren't just a declaration of the end of suffering. They're a statement of victory, of freedom, and of a finished work that forever shifted the balance of the universe. I'm about to show you how this law, the truth behind these words, holds the key to breaking free from every limitation, every challenge that life has thrown your way. You were created for more. You were destined to step into the fullness of life that Jesus purchased for you. And these three words hold the key to unlocking that life. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share will reveal how you can use this truth to overcome every obstacle and walk in the victory that is already yours. Let me ask you something. How often do you stare at your problems and wonder, how am I going to fix this? It feels exhausting, doesn't it? Like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, trying to solve every crisis, mend every broken piece, and push through every obstacle. But here's the truth you might have missed. The truth that changes everything. You don't have to fix it. The first step to freedom is understanding the power of those three words Jesus declared with his final breath. It is finished. When he said those words, he wasn't just talking about the completion of his mission on earth. He wasn't merely referring to the culmination of his suffering or the fulfillment of prophecy. No, he was speaking directly into your struggles, into your pain, into your fears, into every battle you're facing right now. Jesus was proclaiming that everything you need, your victory, your healing, your breakthrough, has already been secured. It's already done. So I want you to pause for a moment and look at whatever you're dealing with. Maybe it's a mountain of financial burdens that feels impossible to climb. Maybe it's the heartbreak of a relationship that's been shattered. Or maybe it's that prayer you've been whispering for years, the one that seems to echo back with silence. Whatever it is, take a deep breath, right here, right now. Now I want you to say this out loud. This is already finished. The solution is already mine. Say it again, but this time let those words sink into the core of your being. Don't just speak them, believe them. Feel their power moving through you. Because when you acknowledge that what you need has already been provided by the finished work of Jesus, something extraordinary begins to happen. You stop striving, stop trying to control everything with your own strength, and start aligning with the truth of what's already been given to you. This is where the shift begins. This is the moment everything starts to change. And let me tell you, it goes even deeper from here. Stay with me, because we're about to uncover what happens when you fully embrace this truth. Not just with your mind, but with your heart, your spirit, and your life. Here's where the transformation begins to gain momentum. Once you've acknowledged that your struggle has already been finished by the power of those three words, it is finished. The next step is to see it as done. Not someday, not in the distant future, but now. This isn't about wishful thinking or vague hope. It's about engaging both your mind and spirit to envision the reality as though it's already complete. Think about this. When Jesus said, "It is finished," he didn't say, "It will be finished," or "It might be finished." He declared it in the present tense. Finished, complete, done. That means whatever you're praying for, a financial breakthrough, physical healing, or the restoration of a broken relationship, you need to begin picturing it as though it's already yours. Close your eyes for a moment. Visualize it. If it's healing, see yourself strong, vibrant, and full of life, moving with energy and purpose. If it's financial freedom, imagine yourself paying every bill with ease, walking into abundance, giving generously, and living without the weight of stress. If it's a restored relationship, picture the love, laughter, and connection flowing effortlessly again. Let that image come alive in your mind. Here's the secret. This isn't just about imagining a better future. It's about activating your faith. When you see it as done, your imagination aligns with the reality Jesus has already secured for you. And as that vision becomes clearer, something incredible happens. Your heart, your spirit, and even your subconscious mind begin to shift. They start to align with that truth. This is more than positive thinking. This is faith in action. So take this moment. Close your eyes and see it. Feel the joy of your prayers answered. Feel the peace that comes when you stop striving and rest in the certainty of what's already been done. The more you believe it, the more you allow God to move through that belief. The more you see it as finished, the more room you create for His power to manifest in your life. And trust me, this is only the beginning. Stay with me, because the deeper we go, the more you'll discover how to step fully into the life of victory, abundance, and purpose that's waiting for you. That's where the true power of transformation comes alive. Step 3 is about activating the authority Jesus gave us when He declared, "It is finished." Those words were not whispered, nor were they spoken passively. They carried the weight of eternity, spoken with unwavering authority. And now, it's your turn to follow His example, to take that declaration and apply it boldly to your life. Think back to the vision you created in Step 2, the one where you saw your healing, your freedom, and your breakthrough already complete. Hold that image in your heart and now speak directly to your situation. Say it aloud, declare it with confidence. This is finished. Your healing? Finished. Your financial freedom? Finished. Your restored relationships? Finished. Whatever you're facing, don't just think it, speak it into existence. Your words carry life-changing power. Remember Proverbs 18:21, death and life are in the power of the tongue. When you speak with authority, you're not merely uttering sounds. You're aligning yourself with God's spiritual law. You're moving from focusing on the problem to focusing on the solution that's already been provided. Don't let hesitation creep in. Speak with conviction, as though it has already been done, because in God's plan, it truly has. Here's something vital. Don't stop after declaring it once. Make it your daily affirmation. Let it become your unwavering truth. Each time fear or doubt tries to take hold, respond with those 3 words: "It is finished." Push back against every negative thought and reaffirm the truth you're choosing to stand on. The more you declare it, the more your faith grows, and the more you align your life with the breakthrough that's already yours. Now, let me ask you, what will you declare over your life today? What area of your life will you speak life into with the authority Jesus has given you? The transformation you're waiting for begins the moment you decide to take that authority and declare, "It is finished." But we're not done yet. There's one final step that ties everything together. Step 4 is where faith becomes action, where trust meets surrender. After declaring your victory with authority, you must trust that the work is already complete. This is where you release control, where you stop worrying about how or when the breakthrough will manifest. Jesus didn't follow His declaration of "it is finished" with anxiety or doubt. He trusted fully in the divine plan. That's your example to follow. Release the situation to God. Stop replaying it in your mind. Stop analyzing every detail and let go of the need to control the outcome. Philippians 4:6 gives us this wisdom. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. Here's your focus: thanksgiving. Start acting as if it's already done. When you give thanks before you see the results, you're demonstrating the ultimate level of faith. Gratitude shifts your perspective from waiting to receiving, from hoping to trusting. And don't misunderstand surrender. It doesn't mean doing nothing. Faith without action is dead. Trusting means stepping forward confidently, knowing God is working behind the scenes. It's moving forward as though the breakthrough is already yours, because it is. Stay with me, because the conclusion to this journey is about to come full circle, and it's going to solidify everything you've just learned. If you've declared healing over your life, then walk in that healing. Don't just hope for it, Act as if it's already yours. If you've declared breakthrough, begin preparing for the change. Take bold, intentional steps that reflect your belief in the truth of those 3 words. It is finished. When Jesus spoke them, he wasn't making a suggestion. He was issuing a divine reality. Now it's up to you to live as though you truly believe it. Let me leave you with this thought. What you've released in faith has already been set into motion. But just as a farmer plants a seed and trusts the earth to nurture it, you must trust the process. You've done your part. You've spoken the words and planted the seed of faith. Now it's time to let God do what only he can. Bring the increase, the fruition, and the harvest. Take a deep breath right now. Exhale all your worries, your fears, and your doubts. Step forward into today with a confidence that can only come from knowing the battle has already been won. Here's my challenge for you. Over the next 21 days, I want you to make this declaration a daily habit. Every morning, say those 3 words. It is finished. Say them with faith. Say them with unwavering intention, and watch how your life begins to shift. You'll start to see how situations align in ways you never imagined, how doors open that you never thought possible, and how peace fills the spaces where anxiety once lived. Now, if you're ready to step into this declaration of victory, I encourage you to take your first step by typing "It is finished" in the comments below. Let it be your public act of faith, your first step in claiming what is already yours. Let those words resonate, not just as a phrase, but as the truth that guides your life from this moment forward. But remember, the transformation doesn't come simply because of the words themselves. It comes because of your belief in the power behind them. When you speak them with faith, you align yourself with the finished work of Jesus Christ. He bore every burden, every struggle, and every defeat so that you could step into a life of fullness and victory. So here's my final encouragement. Jesus finished it all. He didn't leave anything incomplete. What remains is for you to claim it, to believe it, and to walk in it. This is your time to act, to live boldly, and to trust completely. Let's get started, because your victory isn't just coming, it's already here.